and I am delighted to chair this panel. This time we have playwrights and writers. There it is. Okay, so our playwrights and writers and people who participated in the Donn B. Murphy one-acts. I'm Karen Berman, and I was here from 1993 to 2008. And I taught theater here and was the artistic advisor to Mask and Bauble, Black Theater Ensemble, Georgetown Players, and Nomadic. And I'm probably one of the very few who got to take a class from Donn Murphy, and then by a magical wand that Donn waved, became a teaching colleague here at Georgetown. And so it was a very special relationship that I had with Donn, and I'm delighted to be here. And co-chairing this panel is my friend and colleague, Susan Lynskey.
Hi there, I'm Professor Susan Lynskey. I am Karen's inheritance. On the faculty since 2003 and currently the artistic advisor to the co-curricular theater groups. Welcome.
We're going to reintroduce Gus Kaikkonen, who you met before, and our other panelists, and we'll just go down the row. Gus Kaikkonen, as you know, has done plays and translations, produced at Playwrights Horizons, the Mint Theater, the production company, and Juilliard School in New York, at the West End Theatre and the Theatre Museum in London, as well as Stephen Joseph Theatre in Scarborough, England, and the Actors Theatre of Louisville. We heard about his acting debut in the original cast of Equus. His other New York credits include Tommy Tune's American premiere production of Cloud 9. In 2010, his credits included the new translation of Jules Romaine's play off-Broadway at the Mint Theatre in a translation, and David Friedman and Peter Kellogg's new musical, Lincoln in Love, at Goodspeed. And so we're so happy to have him again on our panel.
We would also like to welcome Robert Sabbag. Robert is the best-selling author of Snowblind and other works of nonfiction. His most recent book is the memoir Down Around Midnight. His journalism appears in numerous magazines, including Rolling Stone, Playboy, New York, the New York Times Magazine, and the Los Angeles Times Magazine. He's co-writer of the film Witness Protection. Based on his New York Times Magazine cover story, The Invisible Family was nominated for 2 Golden Globe Awards, including Best Picture. He's a member of the Authors Guild and the Writers Guild of America. Welcome, Robert.
Thank
you. It's my pleasure to welcome Rachel Vail, who is a multiple award-winning author of over 30 books for children and teens. Her 17 novels include Just in Case, School, Drool, and Other Daily Disasters, the Avery Trilogy, Lucky, Gorgeous, and Brilliant, and If We Kiss, and the Friendship Ring series. Her 16 picture books include Over the Moon, Sometimes, I'm Bombaloo, and Gibberwillies at Night. She is the chair of the Children's Book Group of the Authors Guild, and she lives in New York City with her husband and 2 sons. Welcome, Rachel.
The privilege of welcoming Paul Notice. Nice to have you back. Paul is currently in his 2nd year of NYU's graduate program, Dramatic Writing. His creative works confront issues of race, love, and existentialism. His most recent work includes Father's Day, which was featured in the BE Company's Beginning Reading series and developed in the Goldberg Theater's Drama Lab. Other works include And Kiss the Cold Goodnight. Paul's first work, Nicole and Anthony, was read at the Kennedy Center's Page to Stage Festival and also received the 2009 Dr. Richard Gaffney Playwriting Award for the Black Experience from University of San Diego. Welcome, Paul.
I'm so pleased to welcome Miranda Rose Hall. She is a senior here in the college, double majoring in theater and performance studies and English, and minoring in French. In 2009, her first play, Witness, was produced as part of the Donn B. Murphy One Acts Festival before moving to the Kennedy Center Page to Stage Festival. In May of this year, Witness was recognized with the Larry Neal First Place in Dramatic Literature Award presented by the D.C. Commission on the Arts and Humanities. This past year, her play Start Stop, or Variations on a White Skirt, won first place in the Donn B. Murphy playwriting competition, and a monologue from that ran in Baltimore's Urbanite magazine. She is currently working on the Orphan Play, a senior thesis project about immigration and adoption in Arizona, which Professor Maya Roth will direct here in the Gonda Theatre in January. We welcome Miranda Rose Hall.
Jerry Mayer. Jerry is the author of 4 produced plays: Raphael Without Hands, Brother in Boston, Strong at the Broken Places, all produced at Georgetown University's Mask and Bauble Theatre, and Geraldo Antichrist. Strong at the Broken Places was part of the Source Theatre Festival, starring Donn B. Murphy in the title role. I think that deserves a round of applause. Brother in Boston, directed by Donn B. Murphy, was selected as an American College Theatre Festival regional nominee and received performance in Buffalo, New York.
You can make it there.
Jerry teaches at George Mason University. Welcome, Jerry.
For our first question, I was going to pose to everyone, and we'll go down the line. Tell me about your writings or productions that you did as a student here at Georgetown and how you were influenced by Donn B. Murphy or the Donn B. Murphy One Act Festival. So I'd like you to start. Gus, can you take that?
There was no Donn B. Murphy One Act Festival when I was here. And my writing consisted of trying each year desperately to write Calliope and auditioning these shows and failing every year. But we were just talking, the important thing for me about it, and not to bring up Calliope again, but the fact, I've been working in the theater since I was 10 years old, constantly. Going from one show to another in Detroit and then in Florida, and I had interned at theaters, but I had never met a playwright. You know, plays came from the library or from Samuel French. You know, they were all written by dead people, and so the whole notion that this was something that a human being could do, I realized here at Georgetown because of the new plays that were done. And it goes. We were talking, you never met a playwright, but it goes even deeper than that because we're talking about this, but my Sicilian mother, took me to the theater all the time. But she thought the actors were making up the lines as they were dancing. So when she finally came to see a play I had written, which was, having a very successful production, in which she was also a character, she said, "See?" I said, "What do you mean, see?" She said, "What do you mean you wrote this play?" I said, "I wrote the words that the actors are saying." She said, "Oh, you did not." I said, "Look, Mom, it says it right there on the program." She said, "But they're just making up whatever comes into their heads." I said, no, I'll take you back. We'll go see the play again, and you will see they're saying the same words. And so we went back to see it again, and she said, "You see, they didn't say the same words." So not only did I not never meet a playwright, somewhere back there, I didn't believe this actually happened here. So the new work is so important and such an important part of education.
Thank you, Gus. Yes?
I graduated from Georgetown in 1968, and there was no theater department at the time. I think the playwriting course I took was in the English department, and I think that might have been, I defer to Donn on this, was that the first year of the playwriting course, 1967, 68? You wouldn't. What do you remember?
67.
67, right?
Yeah.
The fall of 67.
Right.
Yeah, so that was the first, it was the first class. It was the first year that playwriting was offered. And
Wait a minute.
I took 66.
66. We're correcting ourselves.
okay, we're correct, 66. So this was
Second option.
Yeah.
So why you're
Well, in the fall of 67, I took this First of all, I was a pre-med student. I applied to Georgetown because one of the reasons I applied, and this probably should have been an indication of where I was headed and the lack of success I was going to have as a medical student. I applied to Georgetown because they offered an AB pre-med. You could major, you could be an arts major, and if you took the required number of sciences, you could get a pre-med degree. And but by the time my senior year rolled around, my 5 credit Ds in chemistry weren't helping, and it looked like that was going to be out of reach. But nonetheless, the fact that there was a creative writing course offered here, and it was the only one at the time, was this playwriting course, was really exciting to me. And as Gus and I had been talking about before, I had always thought English was my long suit in high school, and I liked reading and thought I was pretty good at writing. But even at that point, even at the point of applying to college, I thought writing was something that guys did on their lunch hour. I really believed that Shakespeare had a job, and on weekends he'd write a play or something. Coming from a working class family in New England, in Boston, I had never, not that I wasn't encouraged to be curious intellectually about everything, but there was absolutely no recognition on the part of any of the people or family that I had, the people that I knew or the family that I had, that writing was something you could do for a living. And it wasn't until I met Donn and the encouragement that he gave me as a writer that he really kind of rescued me from this plight of what I was going to do now that I wasn't going to go to medical school. But he also encouraged something to me that was really kind of inchoate. It was this destiny that I always had to be a writer. I really wanted to do that, but never thought of it as something that one could do all the time. And it was in taking that playwriting course, writing a one act for Donn, and then actually I think I followed up with the acting course that he gave the next semester. That really opened my eyes to the fact that the creative arts are something that people will actually pay you to do. And so thank you, Donn.